Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. Welcome to another Days Gone Remastered video. In my first hour impressions video, I didn't really show all that much gameplay with the infected. I showed some, but I didn't show really any large groups, so I wanted to show you some gameplay of me kind of messing around with that AI. I don't think this is qualified as a horde exactly. It's just a large group of these things hanging out in those train cars. And I didn't think about it until later, but I did this exact same thing with the PS4 version. I came to this spot. There is a mission objective here. But then instead of doing it, I started just kind of messing around with this AI. And you'll see that they detect me before I even throw this Molotov. But then I try to run away, and I'm hoping that they will lose track of me. And I think they almost did, but not quite. Oh, yeah, not quite. So here's a nice death for you. That's always a crowd pleaser. And now here I am sneaking back up in the rain. We have a nice looking environment, and you can hear the dynamic soundtrack in the background.
More bounties.
That looks nice, and I'm a big fan of dynamic soundtracks. I think they did a pretty good job with that in this game, but never mind that. Here I am about to be chased once again. Don't pay too much attention to my gameplay because you'll see a lot of explosive items in the environment, and I'm just going to totally ignore them. I'm just running away and having a good time. At one point I'm going to set myself on fire, so yeah, enjoy. I actually purposely parked my bike in a way that would be convenient for a quick getaway, and then I ran away from my bike like a moron. So yeah, Deke is going to have a hard time in this post-apocalypse, I think, if he doesn't get a little smarter. And speaking of that, I'm about to set myself on fire here, but amazingly I did not die. But never mind that. Doesn't all this look cool? I'm in, what's it called? Enhanced mode on the Pro, by the way. I think the performance is pretty smooth. Is it as smooth as the PS4 version played on the PS5? Probably not. Here I am drinking a stamina cocktail, and that's actually probably going to save my life here because I'm able to sprint over to the bike and then barely drive away before they're able to hit me. But doesn't that look cool? The horde, or the mini horde chasing me. I love this kind of thing. Dynamic soundtrack starts to calm down, and here's just a little bit of footage of me messing around with some individual freakers, as they're called. I mainly left this in the video because I like the way the environment looked, but I was also still having a good time kind of messing around with the AI here. I'm still really impressed with this environment, especially when the storms kind of kick in. There goes a marauder patrol, I guess. That probably means there's a marauder camp nearby, so if I go wipe out that camp, then these patrols will stop happening, and I'll stop being ambushed on the road, but never mind that. I'm about to die again, so enjoy. I'm not sure how long a day lasts in the game, but I think I messed around here in this spot without actually doing the objective for at least 2 in-game days. Here I am about to throw a Molotov just to see how they react to the noise and what happens if they start setting themselves on fire and that kind of thing. Was it Far Cry 2 that had fire that would spread in the tall grass, or was that Far Cry 3? One of the Far Crys did that. I remember thinking that was a really cool thing, and that's the only game that I can think of that did that. But never mind that. This is Days Gone. The creatures are about to detect me once again, but this time I'll get away fairly quickly, so I'm not going to make you watch that chase. But the rest of this video is really just kind of to show you the environment and also the behavior of the creatures during different times of day. So they don't like the daylight, but when it gets dark enough, they will start to move. And these creatures are initially going to wander over there to the other side of the train, but then later on, when it gets a little darker, they're going to wander back over this way and start to munch on this lunch over here, this buffet in this open mass grave. Don't think too much about that part. More time passes, you can see the weather has changed, and eventually they stand up and walk back the other way. And they're going to walk back and forth between these two spots probably 3 or 4 times during the night. So if you needed to do some looting in this area, you could time your activity for when they are furthest away from you. I'm not nearly that smart, clearly, but never mind that. They wander back and forth, and then at dawn, they stand up one last time. They wipe off their mouth and put down that severed limb, and they walk back over to their daytime hiding place. The rest of the video is just to show you what the environment looks like at different times of day. I started to do a time lapse, but then I thought it might be better just to show about 10 seconds and then skip some time, show another 10 seconds. So you can see the varying levels of fog and rain and wind. And yeah, I've always been impressed with this environment. I was impressed back on PS4, and I'm still impressed. I'm not saying it's the greatest ever, but I feel like it's pretty good. I thought it was interesting that the motorcycle riders stopped passing by during this time. I'm not sure what made that happen, but I thought it was interesting. But never mind that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Doom: The Dark Ages is probably next on the channel. For now, as always, thanks for watching.